Okay, let's go back just to Friday's daf as an introduction to today's daf. Friday's daf on Kuf Nun Zayin, the Mishnah told us, you have a house, it falls on a person and his father, and or someone who can inherit him, and he has chiyuvim on him. He has the chiyuv of a ksuba, he has a balchov, so it behooves him to have property in order to pay off his debt. Now the question is, did the father predecease him and he has property, or the father, he predeceased the father and he has nothing? Then he has nothing. So Beis Shammai said Yachloku, and Beis Hillel said that we're going to keep it where the chazaka is. We're going to keep it where the chazaka is. In other words, we're going to keep it by the father. We're going to keep it by the father. If just quickly, Beis Hillel savi nechasim v'cheskasan, and the chazaka of the people who inherit the father, they inherit vadai. They inherit vadai. It's a suffix whether what? It's a suffix whether the balchov has a right or not. So in other words, weighing the two possibilities of who had it, we have a suffix over here. Was it the father or the son? The son's dead, and the whole claim is the yarsh, is the balchov. Balchov is a suffix whether he gets it or not. Vadai, the father, had it. So therefore, that was yesterday's daf. In other words, you want to get, the key is getting Beis Hillel Shita. So in yesterday's daf, that case was the case of what? Of the Beis Hillel felt that the chazaka is stronger than the suffix of what? Whether the balchov gets it simply because the son outlived the father. That was yesterday's daf. Today's daf is a different case. Kuf Nun Ches Amid Aleph. Heshi, we're not doing the Tosfos, okay? I'm sorry to disappoint you, but says the Mishnah, Nafal Abayis Alav ve'alishtoi. So now you have him and his wife. Okay, so you have him and his wife. Let's figure it out. If the wife dies first, he inherits her. If the husband dies first, now she doesn't inherit him. She doesn't inherit, the wife does not inherit, but whatever she has would remain by her. Now there's three monetary pieces that we have to deal with. One, the ksuba. Who's holding on to the ksuba? Not her. He has to pay it. She has a right to collect it, but the actual money is held by what? By the husband. She brought into marriage nechasim. There's two types of nechasim that we can discuss. Nichsei tzoyin barzel and nichsei miloig. Nichsei tzoyin barzel is, it's written in the ksuba that whatever happens to this property, he's going to go ahead and pay it up. If it's worth $10,000, she's guaranteed $10,000. $50,000, guaranteed $50,000. So in a way, not in a way, it really is his. She doesn't have any pay risk. He has total use. She just has the security. She's going to get back what she ever brought in. That's lashon of tzoyin barzel, like iron. So that's a guarantee. That's his possession. Then there's the nichsei miloig, where we're all familiar with, that he has the kinyan ha-peiris and she has the kinyan ha-guf. She owns the property, and therefore he gets the peiris. Now, when they both die in this horrific accident, the question is who died first. So let's go to the chazaka of Beis Hillel. Let's go to each one. The ksuba would remain by the husband. After all, she has nothing. She has nothing. She has a right to collect it, but she's not holding on to anything. The nichsei miloig would go to her yarshim. The nichsei miloig would go to her yarshim. After all, she owns it. He just has the rights to use it. For some reason, there's a shaila by the nichsei tzoyin barzel. There's two stadim to the nichsei tzoyin barzel. Why would you say it's his? He has total usage of it, right? In other words, he owns it lock, stock, and barrel because he's going to make up the difference. So all intents and purposes, it's his. Conversely, she brought it into marriage. She brought it from her father's home. That's the tzad to say that perhaps it is hers. So the nichsei tzoyin barzel is going to be what? It's going to be a shaila. Just 1 second. So basically, fellas, I'm giving you the whole daf outside. The three under discussion. Ksuba clearly remains by him. Again, based upon Rabbi, Beis Shammai, Beis Hillel, excuse me. The Nichse Miloig remains by her. The Nichse Tzoin Basel, there's two tzadim. The tzad that should go to him. After all, he has total usage of it. He really owns it. He just has to pay it back. If whenever the marriage is terminated, or it belongs to her because after all, she brought it in. So that's basically the Gemara that we're going to discuss. Says the Mishnah, Nafal Abayis Alav V'Alishtoi, and there's no banim, there's no children. So there's no children to inherit. Yarshei Habal Oimrim, the Yarshei Habal, his father, his brothers, right? Who they claim that Isha Mesa Rishayna, the woman died first. He inherits the woman, and therefore they would get her estate, whatever the Nichsei Miloig. V'achakach Mes Habal, and then the Baal died. Yarshei Ha'isha, I never doesn't give gears over here. Yarshei Ha'isha Oimrim, Baal Mes Rishayim, V'achakach Mesa Isha. So therefore, what she has remains by her. Not that, again, guys, by the Baal, it's inheriting her. By the Isha, it remains by her stuff. She's not inheriting the husband, but whatever she has remains by her. That's the difference between the husband inherits the wife, but the wife doesn't inherit the husband. But the shaila is, does she keep what's hers? So if she outlived him, she keeps what she has. Divided. Beis Hillel Oimrim, Nechasim b'ches kasan. The Nechasim, the Tzoin Barzel, are in the Chazaka. Ksubas Isha, Ksuba b'cheska Yarshei Abal. The Ksubas Isha remains by the Yarshei Abal because again she didn't collect anything. Nechasim and Nechnasim v'yotzim ima, the Nichsei Tzoin, the Nichsei Miloig b'cheskas Yarshei Av. That goes ahead one and stays. The Yarshei Av means what? It means the woman's. That means the woman's, right? The Rashbam, because it came from her father. So Av, guys, Rashbam is asking, it should be Yarshei Isha. Why are you saying Yarshei Av? Because her schus in the Milay property came from her father. Guys, Rashbam is answering the Lashon. The Lashon is Yarshei Av, fellas. What's Yarshei Av? It should say Yarshei Isha. Yarshei Av, the Rashbam is saying, because her claim to the Nichsei Miloig is because it came from her father. Okay, so now, let's see the Gemara. B'cheskas mi. Now, according, again, the guys, look back in the Amid Aleph. That word of Beis Hillel, Nechasim b'cheskasan, which I'm telling you means the Nichsei Miloig, who's Chazak? He just says the Chazak, but he doesn't tell you who. The other two, he tells you who. Ksuba is by the man. The Nichsei Miloig is by the woman. Who is Cheskasan on the Nichsei Tzoin Barzel? That's what he's asking. So, b'cheskas mi. So, says the Gemara, Reb Elazar Amar, let's go by Reb Elazar Amar, b'cheskas Yarshei Isha, then the cheska of the Yarshei Isha. Since the Isha brought her into the marriage, she gets the Tzoin Barzel. Rabbi Yochanan Amar, b'cheskas Yarshei Habal, the cheskas Yarshei Habal. Since the Baal had usage of it, and all he has to do is make up the difference, it belongs to him. So those are the two tzadim of the Nichsei. Why there's a shaila in the Nichsei Tzoin Barzel? Who has a bigger piece of the action? Reb Shimon ben Lakish mishum Bakaparo Amar Yechlaiku. When it says ches kasan, it does not mean what the ches kasan that they either one or the other. It means yechloku, right? If you look at the Rashbam, what does yechloku mean over here? The last line in the Rashbam. V'haidomer v'sil nechasim b'ches kasan, hainu b'cheskas shnehem v'yechloku. Chazaka means the chazaka of both of them, and you divide it. So that's how you get the word yachloku to mean the ches kasan. V'chein tani b'kapara hoil v'alalu boyin liyaresh. Since these are coming to yarish with the taina of we had full usage. Uboyin v'halalu boyin liyaresh, and the chazaka of the woman that the father brought into marriage. We don't know which one is the better taina, fellas, and therefore, since we don't know which is the better taina, it's yachloku. So just to reiterate the Mishnah, okay? You have a man and a woman died. The question is, if the woman died first, the husband inherits the woman, and therefore he would get her Nichsei Miloig, and if the man dies first, then the woman will retain a Nichsei Miloig. Okay, that's really what it is. So says the Gemara, 3 din. The din of ksuba remains by the husband. Then that's not a shaila. The din nichsei miloig remains by the isha. That's not a shaila. Nichsei tzayin basil, there's two tzadim. There's a tzad that should go to the husband's yarshim, tzad to go to the woman's yarshim. What's the tzad that goes to the woman's yarshim? She brought it into the marriage. She got it from her father. It's hers. And the tzad that it should go to what the husband is because she had his yarshim. He had full usage of it, and he had to make up the difference. Versus what nichsei tzon basil, where she retained ownership over it. That's the good one. A third case similar to this is nafal habayis olav v'al imay. The house falls on him and his mother. The house falls on him and his mother. Elu ve'elu moidim sheyechlaiku. Even Beis Shammai would be moida over here. Even Beis Hillel would be moida over here. Yechlaiku. Even Beis Hillel will be moida over here. Yechlaiku. Okay, why? Why is this different? Says Rashbam. Nafal abayis lov alimoi kigoin. Shenafal abayis al Rachel Eishes Yaakov bal Menusa. So Rachel's husband died, Yaakov, and the house falls on her, Val Yosef ben Noah, and on her son Yosef, Miyakov. Ben Miyakov, she had no other children. No other children whatsoever. She'achshav tanoseyem shavis. Now their tainas are equal. She'yarshei aim kigoin achia or me'avia, just like her maternal brothers. Aimrim haben meis rishon v'hi meis achreina v'yirshenu kol nechseh, and she keeps the whole property. V'yarshei ben kigoin Ruvain ben Yaakov mileya toyin kol anachnasim they kol anachasim v'yomer Rachel meis atchila. So here's the tiny guys. You have a mother and a son. The son is the only game in town. The son dies first. The mother retains ownership of her property. If the mother dies first, the son will get it, and the son's dead, but he has what? He has from another father, from his father from another marriage. He has brothers. Okay. So the question is, who gets it? Now over here, they're both equal tainas of Yarshim. Over here, they're both equal tainas of Yarshim. In other words, this is different according to Beis Hillel than the previous cases. In the first case, where it was the father and the son, the shaila was the taina of what the son's balchayv. Beis Hillel said the chazak of the father was stronger than the balchayv. In the second Mishnah we just did, where's the case of what? In the second mission we just did with him and his wife, so it was the shaila was who has a better. There was he held yachloku on the property that you didn't know on the nichsei miloig, on the nichsei tzayin barsel. Nichsei miloig we had clarity who has it, and nichsei and the ksuba we had clarity. This mishnah is different than the other two. There's one's not muchsik more than the other. They both kind of. The mother's yarish, whether who's yarshing, right? The mother or the son. So since their tainas are equal, therefore Rabbi Hillel says Maida. That's just a little bit. It's a quick daf. Let's do a little bit of a difficult Rashbam, okay? Rashbam. Elu ve'elu moedim sheyechloku. T'shneim boim mikoyach tainas yerushas nechasim shehuchzach behen o isha levada b'chaya ba'al menusa. They're both coming to claim the property that the woman held herself. No, there was no shaila about it. Her husband's dead. Yaakov's dead. Rachel has the property. She outright has it. If it's not similar to the first Mishnah that we began to share with, the Hasam Zeba Mikoyach Yerusha, the Zeba Mikoyach Taina Shtarchayv. One's coming with the Taina of Yerusha, I inherit. The other one says the Taina of Shtarchayv. And Beis Hillel said clearly the Taina of Yairish is stronger than what? Than the Taina of Balchayv. Next Mishnah, which we just did on the Amid Aleph. Yesham nechasim shemuchzak behen baila. That is the nichsei tzayin bar. That's the ksuba. Yesham nechasim shemuchzak zeisha. Right, nichsei miloig. The cheskas avia. Abel hacha kol nechasim muchzak behen. Over here, they're all muchzak. V'kanasam la'acham avis baila. She required it after her husband died. V'avid koyach baila v'skusoi mehen. And the husband's totally out of the picture. The kimin sheshnei and boyim becheskas Yerusha v'tayvei kolecha kol nechasim Havi suffik v'suffik v'cholkin. That's the difference, guys, according to Rashbam in this case. The question over here is they're equal. Who inherits? Does the woman, the husband, the woman, the son died and the woman keeps it? Or no, does he inherits? In other words, one does not have more koyach than the other. Memela, it makes sense over here why Beis Hillel holds yechlaiku. Guys, you have three mishnayos, three different dinim. Father, son, shayla bal chayv, not as strong as the side of Yerusha. Second mishnah, each one had vadei chazaka, right? This one had nifsei miloy, this one had the nifsei teksuba. Over here, they both have equal tinus, and therefore Beis Hillel is of the opinion yechlaiku. Okay, I think that's an important Rashbam to go ahead and kind of summarize and make a chilek. Continues the Mishnah. Rabbi Akiva, Rabbi Akiva, Maidani bezu shenechasim b'ches kasan. Rabbi Akiva says that what? No, he still argues over here as well. Rabbi Akiva is of the opinion that what? That Beis Hillel over here, he argues as well. And he uses the lashon of Maida because the Tanakama used that lashon. Nafal abayis lov amima elu moidim shel chlaiku. So Rabbi Akiva says lashon Maida bezu shenechasim b'ches kasan, and you'll have the same machlokes of who gets it. Amalei ben Azai. Al chaluka onu matstarim al shebol achlek aleinu esashavim. It's difficult enough. The first two mishnayos where you had them arguing, you're dividing. Now finally, Beis Hillel makes peace, and you divide the property equally. And now you, Rabbi Akiva, want to come over and continue the machlokes. That's what Rabbi. Okay. Says the Neches Kasmi. So when it's said over here, it says Nechasim Beches Kasan and Rabbi Akiva, guys. Rabbi Akiva says Becheskas me, right? No, it's not, guys, not Yechloku. Guys, look at me. Beis Hillel said Yechloku, divided. Says Rabbi Akiva, over here it appears to me Becheskas, meaning it's the Chazaka one or the other. Who? Is it the Yarshei Aim or the Yarshei of the Ben? Who gets it? Says the Gemara Becheskas me. So Rabbi Eloi Amar, Rabbi Eloi is of the opinion, Becheskas Yarshei Aim. It's in the Chazaka what? Of the Yarshei Aim. It stays by what? By the Yarshei Aim. The svara is we're going to see in the Gemara that it belongs to that Shevet because it belongs to her. Rabbi Zeira Amar b'cheskas Yarshei haben. Rabbi Zeira says the Chazaka of the Yarshei haben. So Rabbi Akiva, we have machlokes about Chazaka. Who has the big Chazaka? According to Rabbi Elah, it's the mother. According to Rabbi Zeira, it's the son. Kisolik Rabbi Zeira went from Babel to Eretz Yisrael. Come b'shisei the Rebbe Loi. He went ahead and he agreed. He changed his mind. He says it doesn't go to the son, but it goes to what? It goes to the mother. Take out the next few words. Amar Rabbi Zeira Shmamina. What do we see from here? Avira Eretz Yisrael machkim. It's the ear of Eretz Yisrael that makes you smart. Guys, this is where it is. This is this little line on Kuf Neches. In other words, he was in Bavel and he held one way. He went to Eretz Yisrael, and lo and behold, I once heard of a shot. I don't remember from who, that Moshe Rabbeinu. If Moshe, the Medrash tells us, if Moshe would have run to Eretz Yisrael, there'd be no shikha. No one would forget. Everyone would remember everything. So what did Moshe do? HaKadosh Baruch Hu didn't let him go into Eretz Yisrael. He took him up to the mountain. He looked into Eretz Yisrael. So what did he see? He saw the ear. Mela Avir the Ara Machkim. It's the ear of Eretz Yisrael is Machkim because Moshe Rabbeinu went ahead and viewed the ear of Eretz Yisrael. That's the svara. It's an interesting svara. Anyway, so Rabbi Zeira changed his mind. What's the reason that what's the reason that the mother's taina is stronger? Since you're muchsik the nachla what of that particular shevet, since you're muchsik, therefore what it's stronger. Let's see Rashbam here on the Gemara. The cheskas mi ad Rabbi Akiva koy. It's going Rabbi Akiva. Rabbi Akiva says it's still a suffix who gets it, and who's the bigger muchsik? Rabbi Akiva. So we don't know. So the cheskas yarshei aim. Rabbi Elah said the cheskas yarshei aim. Kinefarish the kamei, as the Gemara will explain. Hoil b'chuchsuk nachla loisei hashevet. Shekol yimei chaya isha. This is the explanation, guys, of the words we just read. Shekol yimei chaya isha la'achar shemeis bayla. All the days that the isha was living, that the husband was dead, hayakol memoyne b'cheskasa. All the money was in a chazaka. Varihimi shevet avia, and therefore it belongs to the shevet of a father. Vafilik subasa. even if kasuba, the taisvasa and the taisefas kasuba, shegavsa mibaila that she went ahead and collected from her husband as a widow. Mishabol liyada harim becheska shevet avia. It belongs to the shevet of her father. Shehim is yacheses acha shevet avia. We said that a person should marry within their shevet because the woman is going to bring it to her. If the woman inherits the husband, right? If the husband dies and she doesn't inherit him, but it goes into her. So here he's dead. So she's not inheriting. You're not inheriting. She has the question. Gets paid up. So she's going to keep the stuff. So now, right now, at this point in time, it's hers in her shevet, and therefore, Rabbi Ela said she has a stronger chazaka than the son that we don't know yet. And on the other hand, Rabbi Zera initially said becheskas yarshay haben the mashma baila hoya ben royally yarsha mashma that the son was right to inherit the father koidim l'chol kraveha mitzara if he came before anybody, so therefore he should get it. Come Rava b'shitas Rabbi Zera. Amar Rabbi Zera shmami no avir there it's all machkim shemal lasi there it's Yisrael nesati es libi lotzeis mishi tasi harishayna. The mile of being in Eretz Yisrael gave me the peace of mind, the clarity to go ahead and leave my first opinion. To come to the truth of the matter. Okay. So now that's it. So a few more lines. Amrab Simlai. So Ben Azai said what? Ben Azai said that Rabbi Akiva, we finally had peace, and you're going ahead and making it a problem. So Amrab Simlai, Ada Umra, Ada is like Hada, since Umra Ben Azai, Talmud Chaved the Rabbi Akiva have the Kamale Shebosa. Okay, if you look at the Lashon of the Mishnah, Amalei Ben Azai, Al Chodkem Onu Mitztarim El Shebosa. To you, Rabbi Akiva came L'Chalik Aleinu Es Hashavim. So when he said to Rabbi Akiva, and he didn't address him in third person, fellas, he addressed him as a contemporary. You. He didn't say Rebbe. He didn't say Rabbeinu. He said you. So therefore, you see, Ben Azai was elevated from the status of being a Talmud in order to be what? The Kama Shabasi that he's now a Talmud Chaver. He's a colleague. Okay, the rest of we should continue tomorrow. Bez Hashem, tomorrow morning we'll continue.